Okay, as promised, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on Blender. Now, this is the tutorial that I wish I would have had. We're going to bring Blender up here real quick. Unfortunately, it shut down on me earlier. I had a bunch of open programs shut down on me. So we're going to quickly build something kind of like this in a way. All right, let me first show you the interface. So when you open up Blender, this is what usually shows up, your cube right away. And if you follow my icon, my cursor, my arrow here, go down to the bottom left of the screen, and here is a really important tab. This is your object mode, your edit mode, and then it goes into sculpt, vertex paint, weight paint, texture paint, things you'll get into later. But you toggle between object mode and edit mode quite a bit. When you are on when your cursor is on the screen, you can also access this menu by hitting the tab key, hotkey, and it brings up object mode and edit mode here. When you're in object mode, you click on the object and it selects your whole object for you. Then we'll go into another hotkey here, scale. Scale is a really important key. Just hit S and then automatically it starts scaling the object. Now, to do some other keys here, oh, here's another one. This is the greatest tutorial you're ever going to get. Shift D will duplicate your object. Shift D, duplicate again. Shift D, duplicate again the object. And so already, and then middle mouse button gets you to pan, or to rotate around in the 3D view here. And then scrolling in your middle mouse bar, zoom in and out. And then once again, push the middle mouse key button down and you can rotate this view. Okay, I'm gonna delete these cubes here. Oh, select it. Okay, so left mouse click will select the button, and then hold down shift and select, and it will select more than one object. You're going to use that a lot, so then I can delete that, and that will delete both of those objects. So once again, select the object by the right mouse button. Now go into edit mode. And here we are in edit mode. The whole object is selected. And now to the bottom, more towards the center, is some important keys. This is your vertex. So I select this. It's going to just select one vertex. Now, to play around with this, when this is selected, you hit the G key and it grabs it. And it grabs the geometry and you can bring it anywhere around. Let's put it right there. And so that is how our cube has already changed. Then go into object mode again, select it, Shift D, duplicate it, boom, Shift D, duplicate again, and then you have some kind of interesting thing here going on already, some kind of good game object. We're going to go back into edit mode again, and this time we're going to head edge select. So now when okay, we're on this, okay, yeah, so this object is selected because you can see how it's kind of highlighted, the geometry here. So I can select an edge now, and the whole edge gets selected. I can hit S again to scale it, and there I'm scaling it. I'm making it bigger. That's a really neat feature. We'll hit this one over here. We'll scale it. We'll bring this down like this. And already we have some kind of really cool building architectural masterpiece happening right here. And then we go into, this is face select now. So this will select a whole face. Now we're going to get into the really good key, the extrusion key, and that's E. And that's usually with your faces that you're going to do an extrusion with. So you hit E, boom, that extrudes that up. Hit E again, right click to deselect, hit E again. And then when you hit your middle mouse button, it will bring up a straight, that blue line on an axis, and then you can hit the Y and it'll go in the Y axis. You hit the X and it'll go in the X axis, Y axis, and then the Z again in the Z axis. Okay, this is a lot of information coming right at the bat to you right away. We'll go into edge select again. We're going to select this edge and we're going to extrude this. And let's extrude it along by hitting the middle mouse button. We now have made a nice extrusion there. Okay, and then we're going to hit S, we'll scale it. There we go. Now, let's extrude it again and hit middle mouse button by pulling it down. Okay, and then I'm gonna extrude it again, and we're gonna come back over here with it. And no, I don't want to hit middle mouse button. I'll just sit right there. Yeah, now notice this key here. You can also move the geometry this way. You grab it by the arrow, it'll move that way. Grab it by the blue, it'll hit that way. So I'm gonna zoom out here. I'm gonna rotate around. I'm gonna bring this back here this way. Rotate around that way. I'm gonna bring it back this way. Now I'm going to do something that's really very functional. There's two ways to kind of merge vertices and edges and faces. One is the Control J, which is the join. So now I'll hit Shift. I'll select this other edge here. So now both of these are selected because I've hit Shift. If I hit F, face, boom, it adds that geometry together. All right, see that? Let's okay, what else can I show you here? Oh yeah, that's right. So now we've got this really funky design going on, and it's really neat. Box select, that's what we'll do. Hit B, box select, and then hold your left mouse key button down, pull over, and it'll select all your geometry. If you wanted to get these included, you go into object mode, hit the shift key, left mouse button, or excuse me, right mouse button, and Control J joins them all. Now it's all one object. So if I click on this, I move it, it's all one thing. Now when I go into edit mode, I will be able to select this vertex here, or edge line, hold on the shift key, select that one, and then we're going to do an F. There's another face. Now let's join that geometry. And then with that already selected, we're going to hit E again, and it's going to extrude it. And there, it's extruded out. Now you're having this is like the most amazing model I've ever built, really, I think, by just showing you stuff. I'm really glad that I'm doing this tutorial. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you. Now this is a lot of information. Okay, so feel free to play around with all this stuff. And I'll show you other features in another video. This is a YouTube video that I really want to put out there onto YouTube because this is the video I wish I had. But another thing, and when you don't know how to do stuff in Blender, okay, so now I need to be into object mode. I go into object mode and I go into add geometry over here, and I'm going to go into curve, and I'm going to